Good evening, everyone, and welcome to yet another night of the Reign of Vecna. Is everybody tonight? Ready for another night of chaos? Another night of fun? Hopefully, less trauma this time. But we will see what happens. As always, I am your dungeon master for the evening, your mind of Vecna Riku, and ready to bring you on this journey of exactly what's been going on with the world and what has been going on with our players. So let's reintroduce you to our players. So just your name, who you're playing, and the question for today is going to be, well, what is the biggest question on your character's mind right now as you have woken up into this new reality? Just stepped out of a gross pod. What is basically the biggest question on your mind? So we'll get started with Kel.
There we go. Okay, sorry. Had to fix something real quick. Hey, y'all, I'm Kel, Smells the Celtic Wyvern King, playing Meek, our reborn Goliath Redemption Paladin. And again, try saying that 5 times fast. uh, it's probably just what the fuck is going on is probably what's going through Meek's head. Because this guy's a paladin. I mean, he ain't going to be like, what the fuck? Ain't that kind of paladin.
yeah. Not an oathbreaker yet, but
hey, Redemption Paladins, none said they can't curse.
Nah. All right. Next up, we have Slayer. Slayer, are you able to hear us? All right, we can move on, see what's going on with that. Let's go with Goose.
Hey everybody, I'm Goose. I am playing Tate, and he is 100% thinking, what the fuck? No doubts whatsoever. He has no idea what's going on, where he is, or how everything that just happened.
All right, yeah. Sounds like a common concern amongst everybody. Moving on to Nick. Sorry.
It's all good. Everyone, I'm Nick. I'm playing Nero Aspengard, the half-elf storm sorcerer. And his first concern was making sure his mohawk was intact. Once that was done, okay, now it's on to, the less important things. Like, what the fuck?
How much product does Nero have in his hair? I'm just curious.
If you were to go to his room in Waterdeep, like his bedroom and his sort of like his vanity, it's just a mountain of conditioners, shampoos, pomades, everything.
I was just thinking you just found glue. Just
oh no, he comes from a very wealthy family, so he's taking advantage of that. So
that's fair.
Does he have a lifetime supply of mane and tail?
Oh lordy! All right, and finally we have Damon.
Hey everyone, it's Damon. In this game, I am playing Eden, your Warforged Twilight Domain cleric. Their main question at this point is, why are we here? What just happened? And who do we talk to about a refund? I don't know. When to get off this ride.
Wait, you paid to go to?
no, they didn't. No. It was it, I no one paid for this. I mean, technically a few people kind of paid for this because they're dead now, but that's a whole other um, conversation that we also should probably have. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. We'd all like to speak to the manager at this point of what's going on. But you'll have a few folks that you'll be able to talk to and see if you can piece some things together at least. The last of our players is Slayer, who's playing Ednus Marble Finder. He'll be back on here in a moment. He's just having a little bit of technical difficulties, but we will be back soon. Yes, Vecna is the manager. We'll see how well that turns out for everybody. So, as a reminder to everybody who is watching, thank you so much for your patronage and for your chat messages. As always, we're also raising money for the U.S. Hurricane Relief Fund to help those who are affected by the multitude of hurricanes that have been uh, coming up down in the south. So if you can spare some funds, we'd greatly appreciate it. And I know they would graciously appreciate it as well. And yes, and we're also fighting internet companies right now. So please be aware that there might be a couple small glitches going on here and there. We are getting to it. Slayer, are you back with us? I'm trying to do my old teacher thing of waiting for longer than a second for people to respond in the classroom. All right, we'll get back to that. But why don't we get started here in Mirabar? So, as you have awoken, you are instructed to report to the sign of the Forge Hammer, which is essentially a quartering center for your basically accommodations while you're here. Mirabar, from what you remember, was once one of the greatest mining centers in the Sword Coast. Um, its land is built um, up on a knoll with a large wall surrounding it. Many of you who are aware of Mirabar are aware of this from your history. And you have been instructed to head up into town. It's the Forge Hammer. It's just up the street and to the right, and it's about like maybe like 7-8 minute walk for y'all. So as you are walking towards the Forge Hammer, what is going through your minds? And tell me little bit about what y'all are chatting about, or if you're chatting about anything at all, or thinking about.
So that was the thing. Um, does anyone know what that was?
Well, I can tell you
Any
the
idea?
obvious. We fought friends, woke up in a pod, and now we're just going somewhere. It's kind of like 1,000 yard stare off into the distance.
Yeah, it's like you would think with this being the second time I've woken up with no clue that I'd have some inkling, but I have no answer for you.
Right. This is familiar. Um, I it's not familiar. I don't I don't know where we are. I mean, I know where we are. I mean, I don't how did we get here?
The pods from earlier.
I that's
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
That's not, that's, that's not what I meant. I meant, how did we? Well, I guess the question is, how did we get into the pods? Like, how did that happen?
Can
And
you guys hear me?
yes,
Yep,
Yeah.
we can hear you.
Okay, good.
I just don't. That's what I am trying to understand. Did, ooh, I'm not going to malfunction. Um,
Yeah, the more you search your mind, the more you try to think about what might have happened, the more blanks you come up with. You can't seem to find any sort of knowledge of ever coming to Murabar, any sort of knowledge of what anything is. As far as you recall, you enrolled at an academy and made your way there.
right.
It at some point, even more so, you probably now knowing that it was a uh, fantasy or dream of some sort, you can't really tell where the fantasy started or where the illusion started in the first place. Where was that cutoff when
Right.
reality stopped and the illusion started? Everything seems to blend together at this point.
That's yes. I remember the school. I remember being at the school. I remember us bonding, um, classes and tests and more tests. But I think I remember my life before then. But
But was any of it real?
that, Edness, that's what's concerning.
It's a mystery to find out.
Tate is just kind of like on autopilot. Like he's just kind of like following along with everyone, not really paying attention to anything. The only thing you can hear, like he's just kind of whispering to himself over and over, I killed him. I killed them. I killed them. I killed them. Like just while he's walking with everybody.
I think Nero's gonna kind of hang back and kind of, match speed with Tate, kind of really quietly, getting, hey man, how you holding up?
Kate, you didn't kill them. Vecna killed them.
He's just gonna kind of look over at you and just kind of give you like a weak smile. I mean, I'm not doing great.
Well, I have two things that might cheer you up. One, with us waking up in those weird ass pods and us being here now, that could have been fake and this could have been reality. So they could have completely been fine. And two, I'm pretty sure I still have a roll in my pocket. He goes into his pocket and he's like, oh, wait, never mind.
So, not being too. I'm trying to think of the right word here. Not being too good with social cues, so to speak, is probably the best way of phrasing it. Like in terms of like realizing what Nero's supposed to do. He's going like, but we saw their bodies in the other pods.
Oh,
Well, no.
He's going to shoot you a look like,
Let's go. I will push. I will push Meek. Let's go ahead and try to find where we're going.
It's like, but he shouldn't be lying.
No,
as
no,
like, and you
no.
hear that as I get pushed away.
Oh dear.
after a little bit of walking, you spot what looks like a basically a housing compound, where literally the sign out front states "Sign of the Forge Hammer." It shows a large hammer banging on an anvil, and this is the place where you were meant to go. And you're standing right out front of it.
Meeks is going to walk right up to the doors to seeing everyone kind of just stand there.
Okay. I will slowly follow Meek.
Cool.
Tate's
Probably
gonna look Tate's gonna look at Nero, just be like, he's an idiot, but he's not wrong.
Mm.
He's just gonna walk in slowly behind him.
Mm-hmm. So you all walk in, and at the front desk, you were greeted by a much older human who you see is walking around with a limp and a cane as he notices you come in and goes, "Oh, you must be uh the new guests. Welcome to the Sign of the Forge Hammer, and of course, welcome to Mirabar. Um, may I show you to your rooms?"
Yes, please.
Certainly. Um, and he's going to walk around the desk very slowly. This gentleman looks to be somewhere around the hundreds in age. Um, you do notice as you're looking at him, you do notice on his wrist he also has a mark, kind of like you all do. His is in the shape of a key to show that his purpose was to be the proprietor of this place. Um, just like you all have a mark on your own, you could probably infer he was brought into this world the same way you all were just. Um, he leads you upstairs to 5 different rooms. They're not the best of rooms. They're pretty dusty, pretty small, and they really only have what looks like a pallet that is meant to serve as your bed. And after bringing you up there, he goes, "If breakfast, we do serve breakfast and dinner for residents here at sunup and sundown, so you can feel free to join us for then. But otherwise, I am here all the time. So if you have any questions about Mirabar, about really most things, I would be happy to help."
You have answers to our questions.
To the best of my own knowledge.
Well, we got questions.
Well, why don't we find somewhere to sit and I can help you out? See what I can do to help you out. I just know I've only been here for about a year.
Okay.
Well, that is
Uh,
longer than us.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Is there any way we can get some drinks?
Oh, certainly. We have some of the basics here. Down the road is the Goblet and Gems, the tavern. For a desolate town like this, it actually still has some life to it. So that if you're looking for ale or something like that, that would be the place to go. But here we have basics of water, juices, and such like that, just to uh, sit over a nice cup of, or even tea.
Great.
I think Nero's gonna shoot a look at Tate, kind of like,
Can we potentially move this conversation to the tavern because I need to get drunk right now?
Certainly, and I'm sure there are folks there that can help you out. So I can't really leave the compound, but I would suggest, uh, actually, I would suggest maybe uh, the owner of the goblet, Racine. She's usually there, and she's unlike myself. She's lived here all her life, so she probably has more information than I might have.
Mm,
it
that
sounds like
sounds
what you're
appropriate.
saying is what we need to do is go to the tavern.
You don't need to do anything. You can do as you please. It's your life.
Is it though?
Yeah.
I need to go to the tavern.
Is it our
Uh,
lives, or is it the lives, or are we the play toys of a supreme being?
That's a
All right, Taverno.
complicated question.
You
It's
see, I was gonna say, you see Meek about to open his mouth on that one.
I put my finger to your lips. Go no, no, no.
Tate's gonna start walking towards the exit and like look back to the dude over his shoulder, left or right.
oh, it's to the left. You can probably hear the music from here. And you can hear like the music from the tavern just across the way, just across the courtyard actually.
I will. Shall we follow? I get. Let's go. I,
Yeah, he makes a hard
Nero's on
left.
his tail. We're out now.
All right. So everyone's headed to the goblet.
yes.
Cool. You make your way to the goblet, and once you're outside of it, Nero, um, you the sign that's up there, it says Goblet of Gems. It shows obviously a goblet and a gem that look very similar to the goblet and gem that are on the coin that you found in your bag that you didn't remember having before.
Yeah. Okay. He's gonna look at kind of show it to Tate and be like, I guess drinks are on me.
Mm.
If nothing else, maybe it'll get us some answers.
Yeah.
Or
I don't
maybe
think
more
they'll take
questions. Who the
credit.
fuck knows?
You'll like for folks to know, they're all each given 5 gold to start off with in their pockets and basic necessities. So that's what you have to spend right now.
Yay.
But I'm assuming you're heading inside.
Yes.
Cool. Inside the goblet, um this tavern is surprisingly festive. Maybe even can be a bit rowdy at times, but you wouldn't think it was the end of the world when walking in here. Um, for a brief moment, you might even think that you're back in your dream where everything was okay. But folks are enjoying themselves, folks are drinking, telling stories, and you see there is room at the bar, there's room at a couple tables. Where do you go?
I think
Tate is
Nero's
gonna
just
head
gonna
to
follow Tate.
yeah, Tate's just gonna head to a table as far in the back, like in a corner that he can find.
Fantastic.
Put his back in the corner.
Yeah. So you sit back there, and eventually, a young woman, a young half elf, actually comes up and goes, "Oh, so you must all be new here to Mirabar. Welcome to the Goblet and Gems. Um, my name is Ruby. Each of the servers here, we are known as the Gems here. So feel free to call upon us if you need anything. Um, and your first round, and as newcomers, your first round is on the house.
Sounds good. Give us the strongest stuff you have.
Certainly. And just to double check for uh the metal one over there, is there anything specific for you, or do you drink mead as well?
Are me? Oh,
Yes.
oh, um, I I will partake. I don't need to,
All right.
but
I
sure.
just wanted, I just wanted to make sure that Warforged are a rarity around here, so just wanted to double check. But aside with our strongest goblets coming up, and Ruby walks off to uh, grab you your drinks.
Hmm.
Probably should have asked what the strongest was.
It doesn't matter.
Because oh, I don't I well, it may not matter to me, but I feel we need um something to dull the pain, right?
Yeah, that that's an understatement. And Nero's gonna have the coin that he got with the same symbol. He's just gonna be kind of like moving it across his fingers.
Okay.
Not,
Eventually, go ahead.
I would say not like flaunting it, but just sort of in plain sight.
Oh, sure. Um, Eventually, you do come back into the um Ruby comes back with your drinks. They are large mugs of mead, um, pretty dark in color. Um, as they bring it up, you can smell the alcohol even from a distance away. You know that one is going to give you a good buzz, finish the whole thing, and let's just say your keys are getting taken away. This is good shit. This is the good stuff. And she plops it down and goes, "You aren't the first ones to order these as your first drink. In fact, it's probably the most popular order for folks' first drinks once they are come to our town. And
Mm,
I hope you enjoy." Uh,
thank you.
and before she goes away, she kind of looks and sees Nero. She sees you playing with the coin and goes, "Oh, you are good at coin tricks, I see."
I'm not the most dexterous person in the world, but gotta keep myself busy.
Well, I'm sure you can make some good coin with some of those tricks around here.
He's gonna shoot the coin into the air, and then as it's in the air, he's gonna cast minor illusion and have it kind of duplicate over and over again. And it's gonna land as a pile of coins into his hand, throw it back up, and then return back into the one coin and catch it again.
Nice.
Like, yeah, I have a few tricks up my sleeve.
As it lands in your head, in your hand, she like gives a smile of it because it was a cool trick. And she takes a look, and you see the look in her eyes of almost recognition. And he goes, "Oh, that's one of our drinking coins."
Drinking coins.
Yes. Here. Let me introduce you to our owner, Racine. She would probably very much like to meet you since you were able to get one of the coins.
Okay. Well, how much for another round? Just go. I want to make sure that that this first round isn't going to do it for us, so I want to go ahead and pay for the second round.
Um, with ownership of that coin, let's just say that things are on the house for the time being.
Just gonna
So,
look. He's gonna look at everybody and be like, "You heard the lady."
At the sound, as soon as he hears on the house, he's just gonna put his finger up, like, keep him coming.
we'll make sure that I might not be your server, but I'll make sure the message is passed along. And you see as she walks off, she stops at a table where you see another half elf uh, with a what looks like a pile of paperwork in front of her, jotting down, kind of murmuring to herself. And she goes, um, she looks up and she goes, and she stands up from her paperwork and comes over to you all. Goes, uh, please, excuse me. Um, from what I've been told, one of you has one of our VIP coins.
Oh my.
You see, yeah, Nero just kind of flips it up again, and
Wonderful. Hey Lapis, would you come over, please? And you see this tall, kind of lanky, uh, male human coming over, um, who's also one of the gems. And goes, and Racine goes, Lapis, would you escort these fine people to our VIP suite in the back? It's where you can get some privacy. And while you're here, drinks are on the house.
Man.
That's
Okay.
a very
Appreciate it.
kind
All right.
gesture. Thank you.
And you hear Lapis go, "Wonderful." And he extends his hand out for a shake. He's like, "I'm Lapis, and I will be serving you for your while you are here."
Nero Espengard.
Pleasure to meet you. As you shake his hand, you also notice the mark on his arm is a blue gem diamond on his wrist. You didn't notice the mark on Racine. No.
so the you guys are the gems. I take it she's the goblet.
No, though she is the one that comes up with the menu, so she is making the goblets. Did I say? But please, right this way.
Absolutely.
And he brings you into a room. Um, it's very intimate. There's candlelight. You have your drinks there. There's also wine glasses if you would like some wine instead. You see food along the walls, like almost like buffet style, allowing you to do so. And after you sit down, uh, Lapis goes, "Now, I hope you all enjoy your time here. And I'd just like to ask you all, if you could, to please open your minds to more intimate conversation, if you would." And as
Um, Pity.
no, and as things kind of go quiet, he gives a little bit of pause And then suddenly you hear in your heads, please forgive my secrecy. And you hear the voice of Racine that you just met outside. Yes.
Okay.
One can't be too careful these days. My name is Racine, owner of the Goblet and head of the local resistance, known as the Silent Axes.
Resistance? Resisting what?
Well, you've seen probably what brought you out of your slumber and what brought you here. Um, it's the resistance against Vecna, against his reign over the Sword Coast. A resistance against the death he brings upon this world.
I'm in.
Well-
Can we speak back to her through our minds, or is it just
Oh
one
yes.
way? Okay.
Oh, it's full conversation. Essentially, she's using it. When you saw her, she's a beautiful woman who had a hair comb in. You can kind of tell that hair comb basically works as a helm of telepathy.
Mm.
So you can have a full conversation with her. And she goes, in fact, there are many of us around town that working in secret. Fiddlestib, the technician back at where you awoke, also works for the resistance. At our request, he actually sabotaged your incubation to give you a greater freedom of autonomy than most of your kind possess. What we refer to as accelerated artificial organisms, or AAOs.
So everything we know about our lives is a lie.
Not quite. You see, what you may not remember is how each of you, well, except for you, Meek, how each of you were on the brink of death at some point. Now, normally AAOs are incubated from dead flesh, from bodies, and are given a new life, given an artificial personality, an artificial being. For you, we were able to sabotage yours so you can retain your own from beforehand, which is why your memories may have blended from before your own close death into heading to whatever fantasy you were brought into.
So what you're saying is the red mages eventually found me.
They did. Well, they were on your tail. I don't know much about your death, but your at least close to your death, wasn't at their hands. I don't know really much else. We were able to recover you each before the lights went out, so to say. Meek, your situation was a little different, though.
Well, out of curiosity, he didn't actually do that little chuckle bit?
What?
Okay, yeah.
What?
Okay, I
Yeah.
didn't know that. I just want to make sure that was in character before I do this part. So
Yeah.
when
That was
Ian does that, Meek's just gonna look at you like, really?
well,
Like that kind of look.
you're dead, or you were dead, but now we're saying you were dead. Do you not?
You
It's a little funny.
Meek, you were transported here after your own death to be reincubated into a new being. We don't know where specifically you came from, but we saw an opportunity. And with whatever powers that be that we were still able to contact at that time, was able to give you just enough life so that we can basically uh, be on the same level as everybody else.
Okay, just gotta think that's being on par with how Meek would interpret that. So he's gonna go like, "So I was brought back to be a tool." That's how he's interpreting that.
Yeah.
Kate's gonna look over at him. You didn't need to be brought back for that.
Now he's gonna give you. Okay, out of character, that was deserved for Meek's bit earlier with the whole like, well, they read the tubes. To in character, now he's giving you like a death glare. Which, granted, you could say is his normal glare.
I wouldn't say I wouldn't say tool per se.
More like a plaything.
Not quite. With the manipulation we were able to do, we were able to again give you more autonomy. A lot of the AAOs here, they live
No,
to
I'm
die.
referring to like they intended for us to be Vecna's plaything, but you
Oh, yeah.
perverted that.
Yes. Whatever power brought you back did so with a purpose. Have you felt any, for a lack of a better word, urges?
Such as
Like how to
Like,
live your life, or that you might not be able to explain?
I mean,
I had the urge to hunt down and destroy Vecna, no matter how long it takes.
Oh, understandable. I'm asking Meek here though about his.
it takes Meek like a minute before he answers. He's going like, since I literally crawled out of whatever shallow grave I was in, all I know is I have to do something to fix what I did in the past, whatever that may have been. That's probably like the most serious you guys have seen Meek be in terms of like personal bit there. Like I'll say when like when Nero was being a fool during the dinner party, he got serious there, but it's like more than that.
Yeah. So we're seeing replies and saying that would make sense. So you weren't brought back to be a tool. You were brought back to redeem something, to live a better life, another chance, so to say. And fate happened to bring you here to help you on that path. At least that's what I think.
Real quick, how big are these mugs, by the way? Are they like full on pints?
I would say maybe a pint and a half.
All right. After hearing that whole bit, he's going to chug the entire pint.
without missing a beat, before you even put the mug back down,
Mhm.
Lapis is behind you to take the mug and go to refill it for you.
And by the way, you see no reaction from me drinking this stuff because he's pretty much dead. This stuff's done drunk. He didn't really
So-
taste anything.
Nero's gonna sip it and kind of like, look over at Meek and see how it didn't affect him. Just like, respect.
Well, for me, he didn't taste anything.
No. And Eden's just
He's
slowly
dead.
pouring it down. So
Or Edna's will just slam it down and not even be phased because, dwarf.
yeah. So
But insane con.
So Racine senses all this and goes, "Yep, I thought this was exactly how you would take some of this news. Just know I am here to help. I have lived in Mirabar all my life. I've seen the tragedy when Vecna did take over. So I'm willing to answer any questions or point you in whichever direction you may go."
So, how long have we actually been here? Like,
Yeah.
when did we arrive?
You all arrived about 5 years ago. Right around the time that Vecna's forces really started marching through. That's when these incubation centers started going up, and Vecna commanded the incubation of beings to die. You see, when somebody dies, Vecna grows powerful. When somebody is born, he's weakened. So he made the incubation
So he doesn't
center.
want people to be naturally born.
Exactly. But he also wants people to be able to die so that he can just grow stronger. And that's what these incubation centers were for. It's also why they've outlawed romance around here, so that no more trueborns can be born.
Done at all.
Or unless they're happening in secret, but there are eyes everywhere. To be honest with you, besides, just so you know, besides the Lapis and I, the rest of the gems are all spies of Vecna, so be careful what you say around them.
Ah,
Kind of buried the lead there. Okay.
that's so. Can I make an assumption?
Sure.
If there are new people in the city, us,
Mm-hmm.
would that now mean that Vecna may know we're here?
Not quite. A body is a body, and a soul is a soul. As long as it gives him power. Unless you do something to directly attack or start a war with him, you'll pretty much go unnoticed.
Understood.
Because we are, and this will put up air quotes, beneath him.
Mm-hmm. And if you do die, well, Your body will just get recycled. Not literally for you, Eden, but as in to become a new being, not literally recycled.
Yeah, I was like, Meek would actually respond, like, react to the recycled comment because of the fact he's already, like, dead anyway. So he's like, and you just see, like, this worried look on his face for, like, a quick second.
Oh, trust me, you've met Robert over at the Sign of the Forge Hammer.
Yes.
His
was
body has been used 3 times over now. And it's a different personality every time.
That must be terrible.
So they just pump a new soul into the body, and the body just keeps going.
Pretty much.
So if we die, that's what's going to happen to us.
Yep.
So you said that we've been here for 5 years?
You've been in incubation for about 5 years.
How long before that was that arena?
The arena? Oh, well, you mean... And you can see her go a little bit quiet. And she goes, so everybody is incubated in pairs. One of the pairs survives, the other does not. What you're describing sounds like the point in whatever your fantasy that decides that. And if you just woke up this morning, then that happened this morning.
So that means I was in a pod with Lita.
Yes. But that was not the intent. To be honest with you, we were hoping that, well, so to say, that group, Lita's group, was our backup plan if for some reason you all didn't survive. What I didn't expect was your 2 groups to end up going up against each other and being paired off like that. And I'm sorry for that. That was something out of our control. But
It sounds like somebody got word of your plans and
possibly. But that doesn't mean we can't try again. I'm going to send a word to Fiddlestip to see if he can run the manipulation again for theirs so they can retain their memories, and when they have their second chances, hopefully they'll survive this time and you could be reunited. But that's the most I can do. Because their bodies are just going to be, or else their bodies would basically just be used again for a new soul.
Why do we even have
The recycling.
Yep.
Question on the soul bit.
Yes.
Is it the souls of those who have been dead, like, are they just brand new souls being made, or are the souls recycled as well, like put into different bodies?
They are normally souls created by the engineers there. This is why most AAOs are created for certain purposes. They are created to be tools. And that is why you are also different. You all retained your souls.
Alright.
So
then-
technically, they don't have a soul. A true soul, as to say.
Okay.
No, that was not a BG3 reference.
And then, out of character, real quick, hydrate.
Code Red.
Yeah, me and Nick already did it. So.
I have to go get something.
That's fine.
The
So-
brand for me, it's a dihydrate.
But that's what makes you all special. The fact that you can retain your autonomy means, at this point, you're our only hope. If you're willing to help us. But I don't expect you to make your decision right away. If you want to take a day or two, explore the city, think on it, and come back, we can speak then. But or you can make the decision now. It'll be tough, it'll be long. You'll get to see all of the Sword Coast and all of the changes that came with the encounter. But I think I think you are the ones that could truly help us in finally defeating Vecna.
Question. Two
Yes.
questions, really.
Sure.
First, what happened to Waterdeep?
So Waterdeep
How
has pretty
far
much
spread is Vecna's power or control?
well, first, Waterdeep is currently Vecna's main headquarters at this point. They were able to put up some sort of shield around it. Originally used to cast out dragons and keep them out, but Vecna's been able to overpower it to keep basically anyone he wants out. And has, believe it or not, has teamed up with Asarak, as he has returned as well. If you don't remember Asarak from Tomb of Annihilation.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we roll to see if we recognize that name?
Sure,
Or
yeah.
I?
Go for it.
What do you want me to roll?
Well, actually, you wouldn't know because this is the events would have been before you went down. Would have been after you went down.
Okay.
So,
That makes sense.
you've heard tales of Asarak, you just don't know about the events. Essentially, all of the events from the various campaigns and how they all went wrong happened after you all began your incubation.
Ah.
As far as how long it has spread, his rule is mostly within the bounds of the Sword Coast. There are other evils beyond it that we have not been able to see, and it's the only reason why Vecna hasn't gone any further. But I'm sure he's planning something to spread his influence beyond just a coast.
What if we say no?
Oh.
What if we don't want to be your saviors?
Well, that would be much unfortunate, but we gave you that free will. We allowed you that free will, so that's your choice to make. you'd be able to live your life like everybody else here. Now I just wish you luck.
No retribution.
Nope.
They are not Vecna.
That's a very good
I've
point.
seen plenty of good people that when someone doesn't do what they want, let's just say they don't exactly stick to their morals. But
Are you speaking from personal experience?
I knew a lot of people who claimed to be on the high path that did some of the lowest things that I've seen. But if Vecna's in Waterdeep, that means that there's a chance that my family's still alive.
Totally possible.
And I mean, your dad's a dick, but would he side with Vecna?
Let's just stop
That's
That smile.
he is. No, yeah, he's you got his number there. I've seen him do a lot of shady, underhanded stuff to stay powerful as far as politically. I don't know if he'd go that far though. That would be a whole new low for him. Lower than I've ever seen him go.
Well, if you consider how deep and dark this is going, it shouldn't be out of the realm of possibility.
Plus, if Vecna's as powerful as everybody says, maybe he might not have a choice.
Good point. Yeah.
Did not want to bring that on you, but that is, I think we should keep that in mind.
Well, you can get tabs on my brothers and sisters or something. I'm sure some of them probably made it out of Waterdeep before things got too bad. Thank you for the information, though. I appreciate that.
Of course.
Here's what I think.
I'm also willing to send a couple of our scouts to see what information they can provide on your family, if anything.
Out of curiosity, what has they been up to?
It's kind of kept to themselves. But with Vecna in power, it's a matter of time before they might just try to create a satellite location here in the Sword Coast. A lot of folks are keeping an eye on them because they can
Wipe out
potentially
entire
become a good.
civilizations.
Say again?
They could potentially wipe out entire civilizations and make
Yep.
vast armies of undead.
And as you might guess, they might become Vecna's greatest allies.
So you seem to know a lot about all of us.
Mm-hmm. I am looking inside your heads right now, so
Yeah, that's fair. I'm sure you know all about my family. They're probably
I
having
do.
a heyday with all of this.
I do. I where you come from has been that cult has been in a bit of disarray since the death of the gods. Without Cyric guiding them, they
kind of don't know what to do with themselves. But it has caused them to act a little bit erratically. So there's been sighting
Wait.
of a couple scouting parties, a couple assassin parties out and about trying to take down wizards and sorcerers of all sites, but I would say a bit less than prior, almost.
Wait, the gods are dead?
Unfortunately, yes. As she says this, you kind of do you try to reach out to your god or goddesses at all? At that point, when she tells you yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, Meek's going to be a little crass here, hearing how the gods are dead, by saying, doesn't seem to be gods if they couldn't stop the world ending.
You get a very, as much as a sort of solid as space can muster, a very stern, hard look from Eden.
Oh, I'm pretty sure Ian can do it because I just think it's like how Transformers faces are for Warforged, where they can stand still.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just imagining
but
Optimus
very-
Prime's face now.
The very stoic face of Edna snaps in your direction and has this death glare. Like, you see signs of anger that rival even that of them saying they're going to hunt down Vecna when we woke up.
Eden and Ednus, as you reach down into yourselves to pull on that well of divinity that was bestowed upon you, you find it missing. That link to your god is gone. That well of divinity is gone. You can't feel any connection at this point. So, from here until I say so, neither of you can cast any spells. Neither of you can use your cleric abilities
Ouch.
related to your divinity.
Oh no. Oh no.
Once he finds out. Oh, sorry.
And Meek, while you are dedicated to your oath, your powers were granted to you from a higher being to be able to pursue this oath. So unfortunately, you also have lost your ability to cast any spells or use any of your oath abilities.
Oh, the irony for the statement that he made.
Okay.
That-
That's karma.
Yeah, and character Edna says, you do realize that means you, just like myself, are incapable of doing anything to help people.
I still have a sword.
You hear
But
Racine.
our abilities that would help us like heal people and everything are gone.
You hear Racine kind of she gives her condolences and says, I would suggest that at some point at least the three of you visit the Church of Timora. Yeah, at least its ruins. At least there, hopefully you can give your condolences and hopefully find some peace.
while they're like having their moment and everyone's kind of
Mhm.
sad, realizing that their gods aren't there, Tate perks up and he starts smiling. He's like, "You mean I'm free?" And he just throws back his drink.
You hear Racine reply, I thought you would probably be happy about that. At least that fact about your where your family is from.
I mean, I'm really sorry for you guys. That's super shitty, but you don't know what this means for me.
Yeah, hearing that all of his like cleric or divine sensed friends have been essentially depowered, Nero's gonna like, yeah. I know it just he just cast minor illusion earlier, but he's gonna kind of like spark up his arm just to make sure he can still do it. Just kind of like, yeah.
Just okay. I hope mine's not part of. Okay, good.
Still got it. All right.
Tate's gonna cast Mage Hand and just give everybody a thumbs up with it.
Oh dear. Eden has gotten disturbingly quiet. Just like there's just like the very engaging Eden is very much non-engaging.
I know that puts you at a bit of, I guess, a disadvantage in what I'm asking you to help with. But I'm sure we wouldn't pick you if your skills weren't enough to take on this challenge. And I'm sure some clerics and some paladins around the coast have been able to slowly get abilities and powers back, but it takes time. If they're able to survive long enough without it, but I have faith in you all. But yeah, I'm here. Any questions about the town itself? Besides where things are?
Any other spies we should know about?
Say again?
Any other spies we should know about?
Well, not official spies, I would say. You should always keep your secrets to yourselves. After all, with the god of secrets in reign, your own secrets can be a hot commodity. Currency, even. The Ministry of the city currently has more houses than it does people. The Ministry of Secrets, once you have given up the last secret to them that you hold dear, awards you a home. That's why sometimes neighbors can be a little bit nosy. They know if they know your secrets, they can use it. They can barter with it. Secrets are as good as gold here. So, while not official Vecna spies, you still got spies nonetheless.
So who's the god of secrets?
Vecna.
I thought all the gods. Wait, he's a god?
Yes. He is the god. The only one remaining. After all, he is the one that's slain all the rest. Right across the way from here is the Temple of Vecna. They have a lot of books. Actually, it's called the Vecna's Temple of Truth. They have a lot of books, propaganda, if you ask me, that tell of what happened.
So, the truth or Vecna's truth?
The truth as we know it, some things might be a little bit embellished.
So,
I mean,
so
Volo did write
Vecna's
most.
truth.
He did make Volo write most of it. So
I
I don't
don't
mean to
know who
sound
that is.
I don't mean to sound disrespectful, but how do we know we can trust you?
I'm sure it's tough, but I am a woman of my word. If you're willing to help us out here in this city on just a simple mission, I have rewards for you to assist if that will help. But
It
you might not
sounds
have
like
any true
we don't really have much. I was about to say, it sounds like we don't really have much of a choice but to trust her.
At this point, especially when you brought that up, Meek actually almost did a little bit of spit take, even though he doesn't need to breathe or again taste anything. And then by this point, he's had 3 of those pints. By the way, again, he doesn't taste anything, so he doesn't know what's happening with the drink.
Hmm.
He's drinking it like water, pretty much.
Nice.
Now, what effects are happening? I'll leave that up to Riku, though.
I mean, you're undead. You're not going to feel any of the drunk effects.
Okay.
You're probably
Damn,
going to have
Captain
to
America.
pee a lot later, but
Damn, like Captain America. Can't get drunk.
you're technically undead.
I know. I didn't think. So.
But worse, you're the zombie version of Captain America.
But
Zombie verse, yeah.
Here's the way I see it.
Mhm.
We have a lot to discuss. We have a lot to think about. But I think that that's a problem for tomorrow us. I think tonight we should forget.
I hear that.
Right. Well,
Second.
Things
I am.
slides back another one.
Racine replies, "Understandable. I am here every day. I live right above, so whenever you're ready to come back and chat, uh, this back room is always open for you. Just come on back. Just find Lapis. He'll bring you back here, and we'll discuss."
So is that what the whole drink coin led to?
Yes. Yes, I made sure Fiddlestip snuck that into one of your pockets so that we know you were the right people were coming in here. We're trying
So
to be a
it
little
was
bit as
Okay.
okay.
Sorry, player had missed part of that because he was having the technical issues.
no worries. It was essentially a sign to, hey, like, so all the other gems were essentially told that that was a special VIP drink token that you get a special pint for. So, but to just Lapis and Racine, seeing that means that you were the ones that were, that your incubation was changed to be more autonomous. So we know it's you. So that we know
So
that
kind of
we can
like a
trust you.
challenge coin.
Yeah, pretty much. It actually looks like a challenge coin.
I do have one last question real quick before you go.
Sure.
How long has it been since the last group?
You're our first. You're our first group that we're trying this with.
Good to know.
Oh, first one that survived.
insight check.
Go ahead. You're gonna have to do it at disadvantage because you can't see her face. It's just through your mind.
Hearing that we're the first one, he's just gonna down his drink.
15. You can tell she's telling the truth. She is. You are the first group that the Silent Axes are attempting to do this with. They have been working on this plan basically for the past 5 years. Who knows how much longer they're going to have to continue if this doesn't go well, and more so, who knows if who knows what might happen. So,
Right.
but yeah, you anyone who ends up inciting, you could tell that she is telling the truth on this. She is being genuine.
As soon as she says that, Tate's gonna put his goblet kind of like up in the air. He's like, to being guinea pigs.
Here.
Guinea pigs.
I'll do my best to take care of you all better than my last actual guinea pig.
So
My
where
brother, it climbed onto my brother's seat and he sat down and didn't see it. So sorry.
ah
All right, so I didn't realize that
Oh,
alchemy lagged out on me.
got
So
it.
like,
Go.
What was that?
also, I didn't realize that alchemy lagged out on me until I got back from using the bathroom. Was that everyone? Who needed to roll insights? Was it just Eden and Edness, or?
Pretty much anyone who wanted to insight would have to do it at disadvantage. But I
Okay.
would say just with the dice rolls that were done, you feel strongly that she's telling the truth about it.
Yeah, still.
Yep, same
Might
with
as
you.
well. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So
Well, I won't keep you. If you would like to explore town, get some rest. I know the sign has some good breakfast in the morning, so enjoy.
is that
Again,
where we will be safe?
yes, you will be safe there. And again, I definitely suggest visiting the Church of Timora to just at least give your condolences to your fallen deities.
And our fallen friends, even if they weren't really our friends.
Sure.
So Tate's pretty fucked up by this point.
Yep.
I
Figured.
He's gonna look over to Nero. Dude, we're the strong ones now.
Yep.
That's
he's
terrifying.
He's gonna do a minor illusion, a giant hand in the air to high five his mage hand.
Oh,
Make it-
are you guys? Are you saying that out loud or just to Nero? The strong ones now.
He's drunk. He's just saying it.
Okay. Because
Yeah, just
Now
go
let's
ahead.
rub it in.
there is still part of me with the Goliath bit where he doesn't like that, hearing stuff like that, so he's going to challenge you to arm wrestle.
He's gonna throw it back. Let's do it.
Oh dear me.
Contested athletics.
Wait. I'm gonna cast Enlarge Reduce on Tate.
Was that a bonus D4?
No, he's making you a size larger.
Yeah. An object or creature you can see within range to grow larger during the duration. So it's up to 1 minute, though. So, yeah, make it quick. Your attacks... you have an advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws.
Okay. There you go. So, yeah, you would have advantage on this.
Yep, and I roll flat.
Yep.
All right. Well, not flat, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey.
20 from Meek.
How do you do the thing?
So go to skills.
Yep.
When you click athletics, and then when you're hovering over, it says check. Hold it and drag it up to advantage.
Oh.
Meek still got you on this.
It was close.
Mm-hmm.
It was close.
I would say it's like you see it like struggling a little bit there, but it's just towards the end. It's
2 out of 3.
Okay.
The rest of you hear in your heads from Racine like, well, at least you can have at least some good spirits about this. There it is. Tate, you put his arm through the table.
And then the classic bit of like hold hand up, going like kind of like the Vegeta, who has a number for that, bitch bit, but it's like it's still 2 out of 3.
Well, now there's no table for you to do this on.
There's a bench. There's a stool. There's no tables.
Alright. So
doesn't count as being strong if you're using magic to give yourself an advantage.
Aw.
Alright. So now that
Close to a crit.
Yeah. Now that your main conversation is over, what would you like to do? Or where would you like to go? I would say it's about early afternoon at this point. Like you got out of the pods around dawn, so it's been a few hours of just hanging out. Yes, you were day drinking.
Daytime.
Oh yeah.
Y'all were day drinking.
Wow.
It's
We
drunk
earned it.
o'clock somewhere.
Yep. And it's, believe it or not, it's expected at this point. So, but no, it's around a little afternoon. So,
After about the 5th one, Edna starts to show signs of intoxication.
mm-hmm.
But it's mild compared to Tate.
I think everyone is mild compared to Tate at this point. I don't know if Tate's gonna remember the rest of the day.
Oh, I think at this point, just because of how the arm wrestling went, even though earlier Tate and Meek probably would be kind of at odds because of Meek's comment, they're probably both drinking together because, again, for Meek, it's just water.
Mm-hmm.
Where for
Tate's probably doing the whole Fast
Eden
and
and-
Furious thing where Brian looks at Dominic and he's like, I almost had you, man.
Everyone's friends.
And I'm just imagining by the time that Tate passes out, it's going to be like that bit from the beginning of Return of the King Extended Edition, where Legolas is like, I feel a tingling in my fingers, and Gimli's just slurring and falls over.
All right. What are y'all up to? Besides continuing to drink and arm wrestle.
Tate'll stand up after about a couple matches. Let's go read some truth. And he's gonna start walking to the front of the bar to go over to the Church of Vecna.
Oh God! All right.
Got you
Is
back,
everybody else
man.
following, or what are the rest of y'all doing?
He's stumbling after him. like, yeah, Nero's he's kind of a wiry dude, so he doesn't have a lot of tolerance for alcohol. So I think he's just had like one at this point, but he's looking like more than tipsy.
Nice. How about the rest of
As
you?
they get far enough away, Ednus will say under their breath, and they're supposed to be the strong ones. They can't even handle their liquor.
It's like, wait, this is liquor? I thought it was water.
Oh, that's because you can't taste it. And
So what are the
Ednus
other
will
three of you?
slam another one, and we'll get up. Oh, we better keep those two out of trouble.
All right. So is everybody heading to the Temple of Truth?
Eden is not.
Okay. What are you doing, Eden?
I think Eden is just staying put.
Okay.
They are having a major crisis.
Mm-hmm.
So they have, as I said, they basically shut down, but they're not shut down. They're just they're just sitting at the table, like, well, what remains of the table, still holding the pint, and just there.
So is one of you coming? Because I don't think I'll be able to carry them both back if they pass out.
Well, I mean, Meek was already drinking with Tate, so he's probably going to stay with him as they keep drinking.
Well, Tate and Nero are leaving.
Oh, then Meek was already, as soon as he realized they left, he was already behind them.
Okay.
So we got 4 of you going to the Temple of Truth. Eden, as you stay back, as you're sitting there, Racine pops in again to check on you, understanding that you're having trouble processing this. And she does remind you again of the Temple of Timora, and that even though it was a temple made for Timora, it's become a grieving place for all the gods. They have like little altars for all of them, for you to essentially have any last prayers or and such like that. So she says that if you that would be a good place, or hopefully you can get some peace with the events.
Thank you for that information. I will take it into account.
Okay. So let's head over to the Temple of Truth. So the 4 of you walk in to this grand library. It looks like it used to be some sort of warehouse for food and grain that has been turned into a mockery of a temple, pretty much. You walk in, you see various clergy walking around, taking care of the books that are on the shelves. Kind of in the center, you see what looks like a giant well shaft down to the ground, where you see at times clergy walking over towards and just tossing books and papers down into. But yeah, you're in this temple. What do you do?
I want to go to that shaft, just look down and see where it leads.
Yeah. Looking down, you see a whole bunch of old books and papers and um, memorabilia down there. You see, um, basically bookworms down there, eating all of the material that's down there, and these are
Oh,
from
legit bookworms.
like as small as a regular centipede to as large as a purple worm going through there and just gobbling up anything that is thrown down there. You catch some of the papers that are down there. If you look closely, you could see that they are just general texts about any other gods or any other beings just being destroyed. You're muted.
I clicked on mute. I'm gonna look to the guy who was just like throwing stuff down that shaft and go like, why are those getting turned to food?
They are all falsehoods. And you see the sign on like the banister of it. The pit. It's literally called the Pit of Falsehoods.
So who determines that they're false?
It is the world we know. It is our Lord's will. As he turns away and continues back up the stairs.
I was like, don't worry there. And that was the last thing he was going to ask. He's not trying to push his luck.
Is there like a pile of books that he's like throwing from, or is he just like finding things and then throwing them down the hole?
He's finding things. Like they're coming from like a back room and it's just bringing them out to the front to dump them in. It's like they have like almost like a new shipment of books and stuff that just came in that they're destroying. A lot of the books that are on the shelves though are a lot of the same book, called Volo's Guide to Vecna.
I'm gonna take one off and start kind of like flipping through it.
All right. Flipping through, there's a lot of it talks about a lot of. You see stories about Vecna's liberation of the Sword Coast, the tyranny of many oppressors such as the Lord's Alliance and the Emerald Enclave, protecting the small folk of the realms from dragons and demons. A lot of it is contradictory to everything that you've known about Vecna. As you look through this book, one of the pages actually falls out. And anyone who wants to look in their handout section can actually see the page that came out.
I don't have anything in handouts.
You should.
I think, if I recall, I think the handouts are tied to different scenes.
It should
There
now.
it goes. Yep.
And that's essentially one of the pages from the book. And I feel like I can actually read it out for the folks at home as well. In the beginning, there was learning, and Vecna was a paragon among the learned. A student of magic, Vecna was a benevolent teacher who gave his time and his knowledge to his students. Working with Cass, his apprentice, Vecna ministered to the needs of commoners and scholars alike. And yet, the people asked for more. They cried out for a leader, a visionary presence who would help lead them against their tyrannical leaders and draconian gods. Out of humility, Vecna initially refused. In time, though, he came to understand their suffering and could no longer stand idly by. Vecna taught the people to stand up against tyranny. He advised them to march in peaceful displays, nonviolent protests that showed the rulers of the land that their oppression would be resisted. However, the rulers quelled the protests, arresting and torturing the followers and imprisoning Vecna. Those who supported Vecna were rounded up and made into examples, their heads staked upon rusted pikes along the roads. Vecna's enemies tried to pry his secrets from him. They sought the name of his allies. They starved Vecna and imprisoned him alone in a filthy cell. But Vecna remained resolute. He never gave up hope that justice, reason, and compassion would triumph. And yet these hopes were slowly eroded by the passing of time. Then, in an attempt to acquire Vecna's secrets and learn the name of his allies, these enemies of free thought turned to Kaz, Vecna's most trusted ally, who willingly answered the Inquisitor's questions. He surrendered the secrets of Vecna to the enemy, betraying our Lord and all his friends. Vecna survived 11 years without food and water, kept alive by his passion and mental clarity. No, I do not lie. His flesh stretched taut to the bone, growing sallow and sunken. When the torturers grew angry at his determination, they maimed him, severing his hand and cutting out his eye. Yet Vecna lived on for us. His soul remained rooted to his dying body, out of hope of salvation. But this was not to be. When starvation and inhumanity did not kill our Lord, the defilers decided that his time was at end. They cut Vecna limb from limb and scattered the parts of his bodies throughout the world. We did not abide by this desecration. Time and again we attempted to assemble the parts, but the powers of darkness thwarted our every attempt, and it was only through the purest magics that we finally succeeded. Vecna rose up and smote ruin upon the usurpers and the pretenders. They squealed in cowardice before us, yet Vecna has mercy even for the cowards and tyrants. Under Vecna's rule, the transgressors were banished, and peace has settled over the land. A lot of the stuff in the book is very contradictory to anything that your past has taught you about Vecna.
As soon as he gets done reading it, just, what a crock of horse shit.
How loud do you say that?
He's not being quiet, but he's not yelling. So, normal volume.
You see 4 clergy just snap their heads, staring daggers at you.
Oh, he's going to look at him. I'm so sorry. I was just reading this. It said 11 years. I heard it was 12. I was confused. I'm sorry.
You hear a little bit of groan as they go back to their work.
Mika's going to turn to Tate and go like, smooth, real smooth. Like, and he's being genuine about how he says that.
If they had the capacity, they would have vomited. Trust me, just reading that, I almost vomited.
Tate is going to kind of like make sure nobody's looking, and he's just going to take the book and like stick it in his pocket.
All right. You have the book.
And then he's going to start looking around for anything that might have any hint of any truth that he might remember.
Make make an investigation check for me. Nothing on the shelves, nothing on the tables. In fact, the more you look, the more copies of Volo's Guide to Vecna you find. In fact, after a little bit, you realize that's the only book in here. Just billions and billions of copies of it.
I feel like this is kind of like the literary equivalent to enjoying hearing yourself talk.
Yes. I mean, granted, that is Volo's MO, so. But you would be right.
You said that the books that they're throwing down there are from. There's like an area in the back that they're getting them from.
Yeah, there's a door that goes into like a back storage room, like where you would think there would be offices or whatever. Yeah.
Okay.
How far down is the hole?
The hole is about I would say about 45 feet deep. You can clearly see all the worms crawling all over, eating the books and papers that are down there.
The stuff that he would have just thrown down there would just be sitting on the top, though, right? Like they wouldn't have had like made their way to those yet.
Oh no, they definitely have. Like the moment anything hits the ground, everything that's down in the pit descends upon it. Like as if you had when you throw fish into when you throw food into a fish pond and all the fish swim up to it. It's basically like that.
Literary chum, got it.
Yep.
And Nero's gonna go up to Tate and be like, "Hey, so you feel like doing some sneaking?"
He's gonna crack his knuckles. When don't I?
I created a distraction. You think you could slip back? See what they have back there?
I think we can work something out.
Okay. Just go stand over there and wait for my signal. You'll know what it is.
Sounds good.
All right. I think you're muted again.
Oh, damn it. There's judging by the picture I see in the scene, there is like a fireplace.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna walk around to the fireplace. This is something he's done with Tate before. And he's going to act like he's gonna trip and fall into the fire. Cast minor illusion on himself to make himself seem like he's on fire. And just start running around screaming that he's on fire.
Okay. Make a performance check for me.
Mic check.
Yep, we
There.
can hear you.
Okay.
Help me, Tom Cruise. Help me, Oprah.
22 for performance.
You see that some of the regular folks in there kind of react to it. The clergy have no reaction to you. He's like they have the reaction of what would it be equivalent to? He's dead. They really don't care if you die or not from the fire.
Dang.
Damn.
So
if you die, to them, if you dying is the greatest gift you can give to Vecna. So
Is Meek still standing next to me? Hey, can you do me a favor? That guy reading the book right there.
Okay.
Go punch him.
Why?
His distraction's not working. We need a new one.
I'm on fire!
Okay, I can't just punch an innocent person.
Can you go smack the book out of his hand?
That's cutting hairs, but yeah, I mean, sure.
Loophole.
And I'll walk up and I'll just, slap the book out of the guy's hand.
The guy, after the book falls, the guy stands up. This guy is also a Goliath. But definitely, he's a Goliath that what you should look like. Actually buffed up and such.
Yeah, he's normal Grog. I'm Grog when he was dealing with the cursed sword.
Yeah. And so he looks like he's about to just deck you. As some of the clergy come over to try to defuse the situation. Tate, if you want to use this as an opportunity, go ahead and roll your stealth. The door is unlocked.
I'm on fire. I'm on fire.
Since I have distractions, would I be able to do it with advantage?
I would, yes. However, you're also drunk still.
That's
Probably.
Completely fair.
So I'm gonna say that's gonna cancel that out.
Fair enough.
You go to face palms.
You go to open up the door right as one of the clergy members are walking past you. He goes, hey! Only clergy in there. Step away.
Oh, this isn't the restroom? I'm sorry.
No, the restrooms are down by the entrance.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm going to kind of step to the side and I just act like I'm looking at the books that are right there.
Yeah, you hear as he closes the door back, and this time you hear the click of them locking it. And you hear the lock almost actually as not just a key lock, but a magical one.
Does he have papers and stuff in his hand?
No, he was going to defuse the potential fight situation, so he didn't have anything in his hands.
Crap. I'll run back downstairs and try and help Meek.
All right. Eventually, when you get back to Meek and this other Goliath, you realize this guy was about to look very, very angry and about to slug you, and he instantly starts bawling, crying like a baby. You just slapped the book out of one of the biggest sweethearts in town.
Oh, Mika's going to instantly start apologizing, saying it was a dare from one of his drunk friends. I'm assuming it's common knowledge about the whole waking up from tanks and stuff like that.
Yes.
Okay. So I'm like, yeah, again, me and my friend, we got drunk. We just woke up from, that whole bit. It's like, I'm sorry. He's trying to be as apologetic as possible.
Tate's gonna walk over as soon as he gets to that part. He's gonna reach down, grab the book, and hand it up to him. New body, same asshole, and hands the book back to him.
He's like, I was just trying to learn to read.
And Meek feels completely terrible now. And he's going to hold this against Tate for a bit.
Kate
Geez, what
accepts
the
that.
hell, man?
You
Like
see,
once we get away from the group, he's gonna go to Tay like, next time I listen to one of your drunk ideas, I'm taking away your drinks.
you see the clergy look at you and he goes, maybe y'all should go check out other parts of the city before returning here.
That's a great idea. Thank you. And he's just gonna look over his shoulder. Nero, let's go.
Nero's running around still, fire, and he just stops, still on fire. He's like, okay, just walks out on fire.
As you're walking, one of the clergy just does this, and just dispel magics your your minor illusion.
It looked convincing, right? As he leaves. Come on.
Meek will look over his shoulder and go like, no, it wasn't.
It was a good attempt. It was a good attempt.
Oh yeah. Oh no. Meek's just saying no to being Meek.
You
And this will say is about as believable as you are strong
as
without
you,
magic.
yeah. As you all leave the temple, a guy standing out front kind of nudges you, Tate, and goes, eh. And he kind of looks down and goes, I would say you're the second shortest arrival to cause a ruckus around here. But saw you trying a couple tricks in there. Looks like you can use a little bit more practice, though.
Who exactly are you?
Oh, my apologies. My name is Cameron. I'm just another common person here, but I always love seeing people get their due. And I think you'd have better luck with a different place here in town for your thieving skills, that is.
I'm listening.
If you head a little bit north, there is a place, large keep, known as the Hall of Sparkling Stones. It's where basically the entire wealth of Mirabar has been consolidated into. It's become a home and run uh, by a goblin clan now, where a frontal assault on there to take back stuff wouldn't be the smartest thing with their numbers, but, well, they are goblins. They aren't the most inattentive. They aren't the most attentive types. Take some time to scout out the place and sneak in. You might get out there with some more gold in your pockets.
Or
And what
try
exactly
using
do
your
you
skills
get out
while
of giving me this
sober.
information?
I get to see the goblins pissed off that someone got one over them. That's all I care about. Anything you find is yours. Just don't get caught.
In other words, don't do it while drunk.
So if I get caught, Cameron sent me. Got it.
I'd hope you wouldn't say that. But hopefully your skills can help you out and get a little bit more wealth at your start here in Mirabar.
Well, I appreciate the information. I'll look into it.
You're very welcome. Enjoy your time here.
as he goes back to he goes ahead and walks off with lights a cigarette and starts smoking as he's walking away.
Can I like? I wasn't even thinking about it. I was caught up in the conversation. Can I insight check him before he walks away?
Oh yeah, sure. Go for it.
Yeah.
He's here for the entertainment. Whether you fail or succeed, he gets entertainment watching whatever happens. He likes to incite chaos in town. So if he can find a way to do so, he'll ask anyone to do it. So you fail, he gets to see the chaos and fold from that. You succeed, he gets to see the chaos from the goblins trying to figure out what the fuck happened.
So he's bored.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yep. Cool. Let's head back to Eden, who is still at.
By the way, Riku, I will also
yep.
like to incite the guy before he walks away, because Agnes is not trusting Tate's judgment right now.
Mhm. You get pretty much the same out of that.
Because, Tate's drunk.
Mm-hmm. So, Eden, you are over at the temple.
Mm-hmm. Or the church. Sorry. That's the word I meant to say. My apologies.
The Church of Timora. Let me just pull that up. So, it's filled with trash and debris. You see the old statue of Timora broken. You know the history of Timora. Actually, make a religion check for me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. So do you know Timora as a popular god to pray to before taking on any sort of risky adventure or risky anything? Basically asking for luck. You do know that usually there is a place to make an offering for potentially a blessing for her luck, well, if she was alive. Um, but yeah, otherwise within here you could see a few people in there kneeling and praying to whatever they can reach out to. You see little statues and little setups for much of the pantheon.
So I will just make my way in and start like just sort of slowly scanning around, trying to find one for Helm.
You eventually do come up to one for Helm. It's closer, I would say midway along one of the walls.
Okay. Oh, did I put this in my inventory? I don't remember. I don't think I did. No, I did not. That's okay. So I will kneel down, like actually sit cross-legged in front of the altar, and they will say a not silent, but they will sort of try again to reach out, sensing maybe being closer to some sort of presence that's here, maybe that will help, but they will know more than likely after a few moments that that's not the case.
What is it you say?
Um, I say you have been a guide for me for years now. I believe. I'm uncertain with all this timey-wimey that is going on here, but um, I sense your loss and I feel empty. Um, I want to protect in your name, and I will try my best to continue to protect, but I feel uncertain in my capacity without your power. I mourn you and hope I do not have to mourn others.
You sit there in silence, half waiting for a response that you don't think is going to come. And at the moment, you feel like it is time to stand up and move on. You hear, Dave, alive, stones, destroy, here. You feel helm, very faint, very distant, as if there is a deep interference with the words.
Mm-hmm.
But just hearing, you know that this whole the gods are dead thing, it's a lie. The gods are alive. They're just blocked. It is with
He did.
this revelation.
Go ahead. Go
It
ahead.
is with this revelation that your power is returned.
Oh shit. Oh. Um, Eden like touches the like probably little statue or whatever is here, and just um says thank you, and um um where's you're leaving me? I'm so emotional. No. But uh they like touch statue and they look very quickly. um I can't remember Ednis, or are they here? They look for the god that they believe Ednis follows.
Which I believe was the Lathander.
Right.
You do find one of Lathander, and you hear from Helm's voice saying, all here, alive.
Okay. Thank you. And I will get up and weirdly robotically joyful, if that's a thing. Um, Like,
Do you do the robot?
No, no, just I make my way out of the church and go to try to find my friends. Um,
Awesome. Essentially the path of where the Church of Timora is and where the the Vecna's temple was are pretty much at a crossroads, so you will, as you're walking to wherever you're going next, you will cross paths.
um, I will immediately go to Ednus and say, "They're not dead." I will whisper it.
Good.
They're not dead. And just sort of potentially almost saying, like, come, and like trying to get Usher, Ednus, and maybe everyone else um, over to the temple. Like, kind of like Ednus and Meek, and just like the almost shut down, sullen look on Eden's face is completely gone, and the joyful, engaging um, face that you knew during the mirage, where I don't know what I'm going to use, is there. Like, the sometimes, despite like trying to cheer you up, that face is there,
Mm-hmm.
and just is trying to like get you all to come with them. Because she has no idea what you all have gone through. But yeah,
Yeah. So do y'all follow?
I mean, it's kind of hard to resist, large robot pushing you.
Yeah.
Though also, because I dropped something, so I didn't answer this part earlier. When you're saying, like, can a robot look joyful? Just think of the movie Robots. Just think Rodney Copperbot.
Awesome. So you bring everybody else to the church. And you all see the different altars lined up, each with different offerings. You see on the altar up front the main one for Timora with the offering bowl, as well as all the rest of the stations. Meek, even though you don't know what being brought you back, you get the sense that, I guess in a way, this is where you can kind of reaffirm your oath. Reaffirm what you are here for. Instead of praying, I guess, in a way.
Okay.
So what do you all do?
I say I will watch over the drunk ones. You know,
Mm-hmm.
Why are we in
Nero
a church?
A
Let's go
very rundown, crumbly, trash-filled church.
Why are we here?
It's okay. We'll be fine. There's a reason.
Why?
For some of us, our abilities come from the gods. And while you have
Can you guys
concern,
hear me?
yes,
Yep.
Yeah, sorry. Every time we're changing scene locations, for some reason, alchemy just lags horrendously for me, which it caused me to lose connection.
understood.
God, that's sorry.
or lose audio actually.
So essentially, what you miss, Edness, is that Eden went to the Church of Timora and tried to do one last prayer to Helm, and on doing so, very faintly and sporadically got a response, essentially implying that the gods are not dead and that they're only being blocked. And so he happily came out and dragged you all back here.
Fortunately, I caught that. It's just during that time, I couldn't respond because you guys couldn't hear me.
Gotcha. Okay, no worries. But yes, I know we
So
were having conversation between Eden and Tate. Sorry.
yeah, I was just explaining
Muted.
why I was constantly
Yeah.
logging out.
That's fine. Eden, you're muted.
I sure did mute myself. Hey, it just so our it will help in the end of things. If you do not wish to be here, I will. We can. I understand.
I'm kind of confused. I thought the gods were dead. Why are we here?
They're not.
Are
I'm
you,
sorry.
are you sure?
Edness will go to a statue of their god and will try praying.
Okay.
I'm fairly certain.
Tate's whole face is going to change for a second, and he's going to be like, fuck!
I will say here, Tate. First off, you
very
don't
loud.
see any, like, if you were to look around, you don't see any like anything related to Cyric here. So you don't feel anything from Cyric. You don't so it's not like, it's more so Cyric may be alive, but he's very preoccupied at this point.
I look at your face, Kate, and like your reaction, and I go, I'm sorry, but they are very, very far away.
No, it's cool. I'm happy for you. I'm glad you got your powers back. He's just such a dick.
Yes, some of the gods can be quite dickish.
Edness, through your prayers, you are able to, just like Edness, feel that faint connection to Lathander. You hear broken words, safe, here, light, stones, help, and almost like you feel a hand on your shoulder, that warm feeling that you're still being watched over. And you feel as this revelation brings back your cleric powers.
Some of us were pretty banged up after the fight when we woke up, right?
You are all miraculously fully healed.
Yep.
Oh, okay, because I'm
It
sitting
was
at
as if,
8 hit.
oh no, you were basically all like long rest styled healed.
Okay, I was just thrown off that my hit points are only at 8.
Oh.
for me, when we enter in here, out of curiosity, not to any particular statue, because I know there's multiple in here, but is there any direction that he's feeling a pull to?
You are getting a pull towards the main altar for Timora.
Okay.
Not as if it's more of the tradition of the place more than the
Yeah, it's not like a
Timora
feeling.
itself.
Yeah, it's not a pull to
Yeah.
the god, just based on how decrepit the building is. The best place to
Yeah.
go.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
no,
you
I kind of
see-
figured.
And you see on top of the altar there is a bowl, which is basically a offering bowl. And you can make a religion check for me.
Sure. Uh, 11.
Okay. You know from your experiences and knowing who Timora is, you know that it is common practice to toss a coin into the bowl before you undertake a risky venture. And if the coin faces, and it's kind of if the coin faces heads up, that means Timora has blessed you.
Okay. Well, before I actually toss the coin in, I'm actually going.
To your Witcher.
Also, Scent Raiders, Mr. Dark.
Hey, Mr. Dark! Welcome.
And
Sorry,
then
I couldn't help myself.
you're fine. I had the same thought. I just kept it in, but I was close. Anyway, before I pull a coin out to toss, what I want Meek to do is he's actually gonna because we still have all the weapons and gear and stuff we had from before, right?
Oh yeah.
All right, so I'm actually going to draw my sword and lay it on the altar in front of the offering bowl,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's going to kneel, and he's actually he's going to say this. It's kind of like where he says like the reaffirmation of the oath bit.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I had to look this part up, trying to figure out what would be the best way of phrasing this. And he's just going to say, "Upon a new breath within me, I swear to only be a sword if one is needed, to give those a second chance as I was given, to continue to help grow the seed of redemption in those that plant it, and to have no regrets in my choices, and to stride with affirmation in my wisdom." And after he says that, he's actually going to take out 2 coins and toss both in.
Awesome. As you take on your you say your oath, you feel that warmth of something filling you with pride. You feel that the presence is connected to death, which isn't surprising to you being a reborn.
Mhm.
It is something connected enough to death to bring you back. But yeah, not really what Timora is known for.
Yeah.
So, but as you feel that warmth, you feel as that your oath has filled you again. So you do have your abilities back.
Cool. And then,
As you-
did you want me to roll anything for the coin tosses?
No, both coins face head up.
Oh, sweet.
So just so you know, while you are here in Mirabar, you have the benefits of the lucky feat.
Oh, nice.
You literally have Timora's blessing, which basically gives the indication to you now too that the gods are alive.
Okay.
So while you're in Mirabar, only while you're in Mirabar, you basically have the lucky feat.
Cool. I'll make note of that. Features. Oh, I gotta actually type in the full description. Damn, I thought they have it pre-saved in here.
Cool. All right, and with that revelation, what are you all up to now? You realize now the gods are alive. The gods are. They're just being held back somehow.
If I remember correctly, there's those of us that can't see in the dark, right?
Possibly?
In the party.
Oh, um,
Like, who has it? Like, who doesn't have dark vision?
now that my abilities are back, I now have dark vision of 300 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Friendly cleric.
So it
Just
seems
Meek.
like Meek is the only one that doesn't have dark vision.
Which is ironic.
Yeah.
You'd think some undead would get dark vision.
As a way of testing their ability to cast spells again, Edness will pull out a torch and cast continual flame on it,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to assume it works.
Yes, it works perfectly. Like it's never left you.
Lovely.
And then they will hand it over to Meek. It'll be safe to put that in your backpack.
Nice. Cool.
Well, there we go.
All right.
So
'Cause Edna's just made an ever burning torch.
Nice.
so while I was here, what did you all do?
Set myself on fire again.
You know that doesn't work, right?
It'll work one of these days.
It's a
Wait, how do you know it didn't work?
You're
oh
alive.
Nero. Oh Nero.
That was the biggest oh honey.
Oh Nero.
Bless his
I
heart.
just
You poor, sweet, innocent child.
like the tap on the shoulder. Bless your heart. Yeah. Uh, yes, but beyond, why did you set yourself on fire?
No, we were trying to steal books. Well, Tate was going to be the one stealing the books. I was just trying to be a distraction. And then Meek almost got into a fight with a Goliath. And then made him cry.
That turned out to be a sweetheart.
Yeah.
Aw.
He was a big bully.
Hey, that's Tate's fault.
But nobody got hurt.
That's good.
Nobody got hurt. Except for
Okay.
feelings.
And we were politely asked to leave.
But I was given some potentially lucrative information.
Oh,
Apparently, there is a large keep to the north that is guarded by goblins and is loaded with gold.
And the goblins.
The goblin-y kind.
Okay.
Literally, they're goblins.
goblins.
Typically
Anyway.
green, big ears.
Right. I recall them from our fantasy. I still don't know what to call that. So what
The
were
person
we
that felt this was looking for entertainment. So
what were we thinking?
I'm thinking we should rest and see what Racine has for us in the morning before we do anything else that's foolish.
I kind of miss being rich, though.
I don't think there's anything foolish about stealing a bunch of gold from some goblins.
I don't think they'd mind that.
I'm not
Gold.
touching.
It's foolish to try it while you're drunk.
Mhm.
I'm sobering up.
Honestly, I think
When-
it's probably better to do it when you're drunk.
So when Tate said he's sobering up, I'm gonna hold up my hand like this and go like, how many fingers am I holding?
Do you even know how many fingers you're holding?
I was gonna get, but he's still drunk.
Oh, lordy.
That was a
It's
good one.
about, I would say,
Oh,
early
was.
evening at this point. So, what do y'all decide? And you're all just hanging out at the church, chatting
We
about.
should probably, if we're going to do anything, we should probably leave this church.
And at the very least, I don't know about Meek and Aiden. I'm hungry.
That is.
It's been
Best to make a good
5
decision on a full
years since
stomach.
It's been 5 years since I actually had a real meal.
Oh man, no wonder we're so drunk. We're on empty stomachs. And by we, I mean me.
Yeah. Well, two different places where you can get food. You can either head
Yeah.
back to the sign of the forage hammer, or you can head back to the tavern and get food.
Before we leave the church,
Mhm.
Tate is going to walk up to the altar.
Okay.
And he's just going to kind of like look at it for a second. He's like, I don't know anything about any of this religion stuff. All I know is that Cyric is a dick. And from my understanding, you're the opposite from him. So, maybe try and help me out. I'm over it. And he's going to kind of look down. He's going to see the 2 gold that Meek threw. And he's going to try and pocket one of them real quick just on his way out.
And this is probably what got Tate cursed in the first place.
Oh, I saw that coming. I thought it was gonna be both coins, but I saw that coming regardless.
So wait, what did you do? Sorry.
I'm gonna take one of the coins if I can.
Okay. Make a sleight of hand. Yep, you're able to grab it.
Nice.
So you have one of those coins back.
I'm just gonna kind of like hold it in my hand for a second and kind of smile at it, stick it in my pocket, walk out.
Oh no.
Cool. Yep, you have the coin.
What was that roll for?
Nothing.
Consequences of Tate's actions.
Potential. But nothing. Cool. Yep, you have the coin.
So yeah, I'll head out. All right, guys, let's go get some food.
All right. We're gonna go for food.
I do want to mention that we get stuff for free at the tavern. So, just saying.
And more booze.
That has my vote. I'm gonna put my hand and my mage hand up for the tavern.
All right.
My hand and my minor illusion hand. Like, that's 4 hands, guys.
So y'all headed back
I
to the
put up
tavern.
2 hands.
So y'all are headed to the tavern.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. You walk into the tavern, and you are much higher spirits than you were when you first got here.
That's very
I'm
true.
fairly certain. You see Racine over in the corner, still in paperwork. Look over, and she gives a little smile. She nods over to Lapis, who walks over to the back room door, opens it up for you, lets you all go in, closes it. You see a huge spread, a feast that you never even knew that this town in its current shape could ever have. You're eating good tonight. And as you fill your plates and sit down, you hear the familiar voice, and you hear, "So it seems like you all had a good time on the town."
You could say that.
The
I
gods
set
aren't
myself on
dead.
fire.
Now you
That's
see why.
literally all Edna says in responses. The gods aren't dead.
Yep. Well, I'm glad you were able to solve one of the mysteries.
Hmm.
Well, were they able to relay any information to you?
They're
Uh,
locked. They're safe,
Mm-hmm.
but they're, oh, the word just left my head. Locked. That's the best word.
Mm-hmm.
Edna's will start thinking like repeating in her mind, because obviously the Racine can tell what Edna's is hiding,
Mm-hmm.
what Lathander said to them.
So you're recalling some of the words, and in particular, when you say the word stone, you hear her in your mind saying, "So the rumors are true. That is how we can weaken him." Listen,
What do you mean?
there are these stones, known as the Shroud Stones of the Ancients. It was rumored that that is how Vecna is drawing his power from. Potentially the power to block the gods out. If we could destroy them, we can potentially save us. We had a scouting party go down to one of the mines, right outside, one of the greater mines outside Mirabar, and we heard word that they may have found one of the shroud stones, but they haven't returned yet. It's supposed to be another. We said that we'd give them another couple days before we'd send out a search party, but I'm starting to get worried. But if
Is it
what we've been told,
possible they were caught?
yeah, it's always a possibility. No one's been down in those mines for quite some time, but who knows? They may just be slow coming back. So maybe in a bit, I might be willing to send you all out to potentially retrieve it. But if you could trust me, I think this is our best shot to defeat Vecna and save the Sword Coast. Are those stones?
That sounds
I've
like
already said I'm in.
that sounds like a possibility.
I know I said that I'd give you time to think about it. And I wasn't going to ask you until later, but knowing this information, no time like the present. I know Edna's mentioned that he's in. What about the rest of you? think this is the closest lead we've ever gotten.
This back room is private, right? Like no one can see us.
Yes, it is private. The only person in the back room with you all is Lapis.
Okay. So Meek's, because Meek's probably still standing because he probably didn't bother sitting because again he doesn't eat.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna pull out his sword and and it'll just start to glow with like his essentially the light of his powers, kind of like his answer.
I'd say that's 2 then.
Tate will look
You
over at
literally
Nero.
had me at resistance against Vecna.
What are you gonna say, Tate?
Tate will look over at Nero and just kind of give him a look, and then look back at her. We don't have anything else going on anyway.
Yeah. We get to herd on Vecna, and I get to shock some people. This sounds like a great time.
Awesome. And Eden?
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Then welcome to the Silent Axis. Now, like I said, I'm going to give the scouting party a couple days before we head out. But in the meantime, I do have a mission for you all if you're willing to help us out around here in town. I'm willing to pay for it. Gemstones, 50 gold, if you're willing to help.
Mm-hmm.
Listening.
How do you think y'all are going to be with methods?
Methods?
And that's where we're going to end it tonight.
Oh.
You and methods.
hey, I was not. Of course. Yes, another set of methods. The tried and true Riku classic. No, this is actually an encounter in the book.
I know. I'm just giving you a hard time.
But yeah, next session you'll find out what that mission truly is, and how you can help out with the method problem in town. There is a method problem in town. But yeah, thank you all so much. This was a lot of fun, getting a lot of that exposition out of the way. Took away your powers and give them back. Got you sweating a little bit.
Well, you had the cleric sweating.
Yeah.
We were gonna have some words. I was just gonna say, how dare you make me pick a
You can see why I kept on suggesting the church. Why while Racine was like, you should go to the church. You should go to the church. You should go to the church. God damn it.
Go to the church.
Yes. Because then I'd have to come up with a new way to get you your powers back, because I'm supposed to give you your powers before the methods. And I was like, shit, I didn't prepare for that, because I thought you would just go to the church.
Oh, easy thing. Come after near death. Boom, powers back.
Yeah,
but then we wouldn't have met the illiterate Goliath.
You wouldn't have met the illiterate Goliath. But yeah, if you haven't gone to that church, you wouldn't have gotten that passage. Which basically proved that everything that Vecna is saying is a lie.
That part.
Pretty much.
He's a liar.
Yeah. Which Meek is definitely going to be holding that against Tate for a bit. The whole slapping the book out of the illiterate Goliath's hand.
Aw. But thank you
well,
so
Vecna's
much.
like Neri, who's a liar, liar, pants on fire.
Oh, yes. Yes. You need her child. Thank you, Squall. All right, so we're going to wrap up here. Make sure if you're in the chat, if you're in the stream, to make sure you're hanging around. We are going to raid another creator right when we sign off, so make sure you stay on. We'll go and do some outros for everybody. Feel free to give your name, who you played, where they can find you. And question for today, what would be a good question for this time? I think I'm on a scale of 1 to 10, how hyped is your character now to take on this new adventure? So we're gonna go backwards from what I see on the stream. So let's start with Damon.
Oh, hey, Damon, DMA Gamer 79 on most things. Um, I am Eden, your Warforged Trilo Domain Cleric, and on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited? Uh, uh, let's do a safe 7.
No, Squall, you have to wear a skirt.
Those who might be watching the VOD Squall just asked if you have to wear pants for this raid. I'm wearing my kilt.
That
awesome.
part.
All right. Nick.
Hi, everybody. I'm Nick. You can find me. Oh, well, first I'll say near Aspengard, half elf, storm sorcery, sorcerer. Just wanted to point out, did not get my powers taken away this session. So, you can find me. Oh no. You can find me at most social media as a Professor Hexagon. I play here on the Halfling Wizard channel, also on every other Monday with the Origins of Relay campaign, here every other Thursday with the Vecna campaign, and then I'm also on Kellen's stream over on his channel for our Stargate SG-1 campaign. Scale of 1 to 10, I want to say he's like, after everything that's gone down, after all the trauma they've experienced already, he wants to go out and kick some ass. So he's sitting at about an 8.5.
Oh yeah, nice. All right, Goose.
Hey everybody, I'm Goose. I've been playing Tate, the rogue sorcerer. You can find me at the Surge Discord. You can find me every other Monday playing Wind Riders of Aria with most of these guys. And obviously here. And then on Halfling Wizard. Sorry, I had a brain fart for a second. How excited is Tate? He's a little skeptical because he's not exactly happy that the gods are back because he thought he was free for a minute, but at the same time, he doesn't know exactly how things were going to work out. So who knows? It might be okay. So we'll say 6.
All right, that's not bad. All right, Slayer.
Hi, everybody. I am Old Worm Slayer. I have been playing Ednus, your AFAB non-binary cleric of Lathander. And Ednus is at over 9,000. Yes. Anything that helps Ednus become stronger while weakening Vecna to get revenge is good enough for them. And, Tate wouldn't have these problems if he wouldn't steal from the gods.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Nope. He didn't have any problems with this stealing this time, so he's still good.
It's probably because I tossed him 2.
No, it was something else.
Well, I figured.
The gods took mercy on his pitiful soul.
Oh, it was nothing to do with the gods.
The dice gods count.
Mm-hmm. All right, and then finally we have Kel.
Hey y'all, I'm Kel, also the Celtic Wyvern King. I played Meek, our reborn Goliath Redemption Paladin. Again, try saying that 5 times fucking fast. Especially at almost 2 in the morning. You can find me on Twitter, TikTok under the handle Celtic Wyvern King. You can find me every Monday. Oh, excuse me. here on Halfling Wizard Productions for either Wind Riders or Aria, which will be this upcoming Monday, where hopefully I get to give Riku's character a Fear of God speech around his new leg, depending how that whole bit goes with getting out of the brig. Anyway, opposite Mondays, those are Leia Ordnance, where I get to play Kieran, the ASMR Bard, who's in a bit of a pickle right now. Well, granted, the whole party is, but still. Every other Wednesday, you can find me on my own channel for my Theros campaign using D&D 5e, God's Challenge. Here soon, well, I keep saying soon, but it keeps getting delayed because we're waiting for one player to get out of a game they're currently in, and their final boss fight keeps getting extended, because that happens. It's all based on choices and dice rolls, stuff like that. But I will be having a Surge campaign starting on the opposite weeks of my Theros campaign. Honor Regained, where essentially a Special Forces team has been burned by their country, and they have to figure out who framed them, why they got framed, and then clear their names so they can actually go back home to their families if they have families. On every other Thursday, obviously, you can find me here for Reign of Vecna, where I've been playing Meek. Every other Friday, including this Friday, you can find me on Dinner in the Game for Walking Dead TTRPG Jazz Funeral, where I roll complete and utter shit. No, I rolled 5 times because we decided to test my luck on this just for shits and giggles before we went on break. I rolled 8d6 because the skill I was trying to roll had 8d6 based on my attribute level, skill level, and stress dice. I rolled 0 successes with 8d6. Not a single 6 on a die. The opposite Fridays, as Nick mentioned, though, you get to see me run my Stargate 5e campaign on my channel, where, they just finished killing a giant alligator. And now they're about to lie to the general about how they killed said gator. Well, Nick's character is, maybe not the whole party. We'll see how many want to back him up. And then, what was the question again? Because I always forget the question when I have a lot to say.
On a scale of 1 to 10,
Mhm.
how hyped is your character for this new adventure? Now with everything, things that have been revealed now.
I think for Meek, because again, Meek would probably be at a 6, and the reason I say that is because he doesn't know too much about what happened before. He doesn't necessarily know what's going to be the impact of his actions for the future as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he's ready to try and do some good, but he doesn't know how much good he's actually going to do. Because who knows? Like, he doesn't know what kind of what from his past will come up, or whether he'll be able to fix it if that's something that will eventually be come across.
Well, you got your first chance. You're gonna get your first chance at some good with these methods.
Yeah, too bad they're not demons.
No, well, I mean, they're infernal.
Elementals.
Oh, they're elemental. That's right. Yeah. It's still good.
Oh yeah, no, I know. I'm just being a smartass.
Yeah. And as always, I am your Mind of Vecna, your game master for this game, Riku. You can find me on social media as Pup Riku or Puppy Riku, all depending on the app that you're using. You can find me on Vibe Tribe Productions on Gaia Chronicles every other Monday. The opposite ones to Wind Riders, where I play Drolor, the giant time mage, alongside Damon. You can find me here on every other Monday as well, on the opposite Mondays, playing in Wind Riders of Aria, where I play Captain Kedek, the captain of the Wind Rider, who currently is legless, and we'll see what happens with that. I play that alongside Kel, Goose, and Slayer. And you'll be able to find me every other Saturday, including this coming Saturday, on Queers that will be starting here on Halfling Wizard. So that's going to be a lot of fun to be running. So be ready for that. And I'm at a 10 billion right now in terms of excitement because yes, I know what's coming up, but I'm excited to see what y'all do. I'm excited. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Like with some of these encounters that you're gonna have. I can't wait. It's gonna be a blast from here on out, and I'm glad we got you on board. Make sure to check out our Discord, our social media. Make sure you check out our new merch. We actually do have some Reign of Vecna merch, including the awesome 5-color hero shirt that you see on there. So keep an eye out for that. And as always, we love you. Roll well, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks for joining us for this Halfling Wizard production. Make sure to come back again soon to see what happens next, right here where adventure comes to life.